Hey everybody, I'm Paste Magazine TV editor Allison Keene here with our editor-in-chief Josh Jackson, and we are talking the TV Power Rankings, the top 10 shows of the week as voted on by our Paste writers and editors. And it's just a small sample of the shows that we're enjoying, but these are the ones we're most excited for this week. And we're going to kick off number 10 with The Good Place.
The Good Place, one of my favorite shows. It has not been on the Power Rankings list yet this season, which is, I felt a little weird about, but it did get off to a little bit of a slow start. This last episode was really funny, really good. The twists and turns that the show is famous for, I feel like they're a little bit back again. Little surprises and unexpected fake outs.
This is final season, correct?
Final season.
Okay.
So we are, they're trying to save humanity at this point from the bad place.
Who isn't on television these days?
I was going to say, how many shows do we have like that this week?
Everything has cosmic, proportions, except for our number 9 pick, which is the Durrells and Corfu. Now, this is a show that I've really been enjoying on PBS, and I essentially demanded that we have it on our list this week because I just want to say that if you haven't checked it out, it's really worth your time.
I haven't checked it out, so
the name is very prohibitively.
It is not a great name for a television show.
Right.
The Durrells. The Durrells is not a great name for a television family, but it's what the book was.
It's what the book was. It's an English family that moves to the island of Corfu in Greece, and if it sounds like a sort of stuffy English period drama, it is not that. It is so quirky and interesting and funny. The writing is so sharp. The performances bring such a wry humor to it, and it's really delightful. And it's one of those shows that I started watching just like turned on PBS as sort of a background show and just got so embroiled in it and interested in what was happening with this family that I am obsessed now and I need everyone to watch it. This is its final season, fourth and final season, but you can catch up on PBS, and yes, it's just delightful.
The PBS app, which I just added to my Roku, is actually pretty good.
It's great. Yeah, it really is.
Except it doesn't track where you've like finished watching something.
Yeah, PBS.
So you might want to take it all in one episode.
Just binge it. It's all good. Number 8 this week is Legacies on the CW. Now, this is not a show that Josh and I are caught up with, but it is the third in sort of the Julie Pleck series, Vampire Diaries originals. Legacies essentially stars the child of two of the characters from the originals. And it's a supernatural teen drama that is really, really good.
Supernatural teen drama?
Never heard of that before.
What an idea.
So original.
What a concept.
But it's more diverse than its predecessors, which is really important. And it's telling really good weekly monster stories. So
I do love a good weekly monster story.
With Supernatural winding down, Legacies might be a good pick to supplement for that. Who
knows, maybe it'll last 15 seasons.
It just might. On the CW.
On the CW, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. They don't cancel shows easily. Number 7 this week is Sorry for Your Loss, which is on Facebook Watch. And this is one, Josh, you have not caught up with it, but it really is excellent. And if you have any hesitation of watching a TV show on Facebook, believe me, I understand. We're here for you. Yeah. But this one is really, really excellent. The last 2 episodes saw the main character going to the school where her husband, who just passed away, taught, and hearing all the kids talk about how much he meant to them. And then the next episode, his brother basically, that sends her into like a spiraling depression. And then his brother kind of helps pull her off the bathroom floor, and they go on a suicide prevention walk. And it is just incredible. I mean, the directing, the casting, the acting, the writing, everything on this show just is working so well. And the episodes are only a half hour long. So
it just
pretty
proves
great.
That great television can be coming from anywhere right now.
Exactly. So, however, this leads a little bit into our next show, which number 6, Evil on CBS.
Great television can even be coming from CBS. So,
wow, yeah.
So Evil has surprised me a little bit. I can't remember the last, I do remember the last show that I watched on CBS because it was by the same people, and we've gone over
Robert and
this
Michelle
before.
King, who created The Good Wife and The Good Fight.
Mm-hmm. And this is not like those shows. This 4th episode is straight up horror. I was watching this, just could not believe this was a CBS show I was watching.
Really scary.
It was really scary, but it was also really good. And the main family that it deals with is a mom who's living alone with 4 girls. And one thing that you and I were talking about before taping was just how great these girls are and how real they feel. They're not the precocious,
acting
speaking like they're adults,
and,
but they're, they feel like little girls, and they talk over each other, and they just run as a little gaggle, and just the energy that when you have four together like that,
they're all talking over each other, and they're all just screaming and excited and yelling at each other, and then snuggling to bed with their mom, and like it's just really cute. And I mean, that's not what the show is about, but it's a really, I mean, the Kings I think are really good at making their series feel real and like interactions that real people are having, which is the same actually true for Sorry for Your Loss. The interactions people have feel very raw, very emotional, very real. And with Evil, it's of course a sort of a crazy premise because it's about determining whether or not people are possessed by a demon or not.
Yeah, we've been calling it X-Files for the supernatural. It's basically that kind of case of the week. And this week's case,
it was a Halloween episode, and it was really scary.
It was really scary because not only you have the four great children and the leads, but you have two really creepy kids in this show. One
Everybody
psychopath
loves a creepy kid for
and one
Halloween.
That's appearing on their virtual reality headgear that may or may not be a demon. We don't know.
It's a surprising show in a lot of ways, and I don't know if I can keep watching it if it's too scary, but it certainly has my interest.
It's not rated A for Allison.
Not rated A for Allison and Amy, but it's it's something very different, and definitely catching our attention. Number 5 this week is Modern Love on Amazon Prime. This is a show that is sort of an anthology within itself. Each episode takes on a different story from the Modern Love column from the New York Times. It stars a lot of big A-list names and stars that people are familiar with. But the episodes are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit divisive. I think some critics have watched this and just thought it's way too sentimental. And
it's a little cheesy. It's a little saccharine.
But if you like that, if you want something to watch that's you don't want to watch a full rom-com, but you've got 30 minutes and, it's just perfect. Some of these stories are just so lovely. They're drawn from this real life column, and it's fantastic actors. You said you saw the Anne Hathaway one?
I saw the Anne Hathaway one where she plays a woman with bipolar disorder and sort of how that affects her love life and how she's managing it or not managing it. And also one written and directed by Sharon Horgan from Catastrophe that stars Tina Fey and John Slattery. I was told by our assistant editor, Amy Amatangelo, to watch those two specifically because those might be the two best. But
well, I've watched a couple others, and I thought
also really good.
I thought they were great. I enjoyed them for what they are. If you just go in knowing that
rom-coms.
It's going to be just a sweet little story. The first one I thought was very sweet.
Okay.
It's about a single woman raising a kid in New York and her relationship with her doorman, and it's just sweet. If you like sweet, if you're not allergic to a little saccharin in your sweetness, I thought it was a lovely show.
Well, it's nice to have shows like that when you have shows like our number 4 pick this week, Watchmen on HBO.
Watchmen. I pushed for this to be number 1 because this has just been the show of the moment. HBO announcing that they're going to take a beloved graphic novel that has already been made into a pretty crappy movie. Although I know some people have a soft spot for that movie. I am not one of them. But Damon Lindelof, who, has also been hit or miss, mm-hmm. I was not super confident going into this that I would love it. And I loved the pilot. I was sucked right in. Regina King is fantastic. It opens up with the Tulsa riots that actually happened in 1920. It's a part of our history that has been just ignored pretty much erased. And when you see it, you can learn about it is one thing, but seeing it on the screen, seeing it come to life, and the horror of what was happening less than 100 years ago in America was just a powerful way to open. And then tying that into the present day, which is 30, 40 years after where the Watchmen was set. So all those Watchmen characters, Rorschach and the rest are a part of history. And there's even little snippets of an American hero story that you see.
TV show
within a show.
Kind
that's
of Ryan
Murphy
sort of throwback to like American Crime Story and American Horror Story and all that. So,
but it's all set in the present time, and so it's dealing with race in a very powerful way, which also would have scared me to learn that that's what Damon Lindelof was trying to tackle.
I still have hesitations about it, but
I thought it was done very well, and I'm excited for where the series is going.
So Josh should push for that as number one, but I wanted to give a send-off to three of the favorites that we've had for many weeks.
I can't begrudge that because these are three great shows.
These are three great shows that all had their finales last week, and we'll start with number 3, David Makes Man, which, of course, if you've been following along, you know that we've championed this show throughout its run. Its ending was really satisfying. I don't think it's been picked up for season 2 yet. If it ended here, it would be really satisfying, but there's still a lot more for this show to tell, a lot more stories for this show to tell, and places for it to go. But as far as David stepping up, becoming a man, at home and in the ville where he lives and at school and kind of juggling all these things, it really was like he spoke to his mentor who's passed away. He sort of sees him in visions throughout the show, and it was very much a handing off of you've got this now. Like you're the man now.
David actually makes man.
David actually makes man. What more could you ask for? And number 2 was On Becoming a God in Central Florida on Showtime.
This show has all season long has just made me chuckle at how it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more over the top. And then this finale was just insane in a wonderful way.
Kirsten Dunst has been absolutely outstanding. And it's sad that more people there hasn't been a lot of buzz around the show, and it deserves it because it is so quirky and weird and funny. And, but yeah, this finale was very much a subversion of the American dream, where she gets what she wants as far as she's running, this water park now, but at what cost, right? And also, literally, blood, sweat, tears in Florida water park. What's better? What's more American than that? I don't know. But
it is just her journey and getting sucked into this pyramid scheme, knowing it's a scheme, knowing that it is ruining people's lives, and just fighting for her own little share at the same time.
Right, yeah.
Recognizing how she's messed up and messed up other people. And it is just a crazy mix of everything going on, and Kristen Dunst pulls it all together beautifully.
She's absolutely amazing. And so that's a show that does working class issues really, really well, but the one that maybe does it the best is our number 1, which is Lodge 49. And
Lodge 49, it deserves a number 1 place.
It does. That finale was incredible. And we don't know if it's a series finale or a season finale at this point.
Again, it ended in such a satisfying way, but it definitely left the door open to much, much more. And this is the one show that I want everybody to see. I mean, partly selfishly, so that they'll pick up another season. But it deserves it. It's
very chill,
joyful, sweet.
There's a mystical aspect to it. It's just people who are trying to find their place and find financial stability, and it all comes back to the lodge will provide. Now, what that means has many different forms in the show, but it's just so unique. And again, we talked a lot about shows that just kind of make you feel good and are happy to watch, and Lodge 49 is definitely one of those.
And it does it in such a satisfying way because the lodge will provide, and what really the moral of the story that comes to a head in that final episode is the lodge will provide community, and that's what we all need. And it's church. It's beautiful.
It really is. So we'll miss it for now. Hopefully it will come back. In the meantime, catch up with it on, I want to say AMC's app. But it might be on streaming. Check it out on Netflix.
AMC would be the best way, I think, to get to that.
Start there and then see where else to find it. But definitely catch up. This is the end of season 2 that just aired. And that is it for us for this week. So join us next time.
It'll be a new top 3 next week.
That's right. Completely different list. So check out what we choose. And we'll see you next time from our Pace studio here in Atlanta.